Across an early morning parking lot scene, who'd guess this building is actually a man cave? And the ultimate man cave just might be in Punta Gorda, Florida. At 100,000 square feet, it's a former Wal-Mart store, but not anymore. Now it's Rick Treworgy's Muscle Car City. You won't find any blue light specials, after Christmas markdowns, or shopping carts in this store. But what you will find is a sea of color from dozens upon dozens of Corvettes and other General Motors classic muscle cars, all with a stable of horses and pin-up power under the hood.
From the time I was 16 till I was 24, that's what I played with, and there's a mystique to the muscle car and all that power. They were, if anything, probably overpowered for the way they handled, and something never went away.
And the fact that cars are rotated in and out means that you won't necessarily see the same cars the second time you visit that you saw the first. In other words, you just might want to keep coming back. Additionally, newer acquisitions are being made all the time. After all, a serious Corvette collector is never satisfied.
I'm always looking. If I find, I always know if you find the right car, you don't wait to buy it because it won't be there when you go back, so I don't buy them when I want them, I buy them when they show up. Rarity is what I'm after in all these cars now, and the Corvettes I have pretty well covered. If you walk the floor, I'm not, there's too much I don't have out there, but I'm always looking for something rarer and neater than what I already have.
That may be a tall order, but what fun to try. Though Corvettes comprise an impressive part of this muscle car collection, other high-powered brands are also well represented. But almost without exception, the horsepower comes from cars under the General Motors family, which brings to mind, why GM?
My dad was a Ford guy growing up. I don't know how I got into GM. It was easier to sell a GM car for me. They were easy to work on. The tradability of parts is immense in Chevrolet. It wasn't in Ford Mopar. It's just what I knew about and how I knew how to make fast easy. And so I think I never quit playing with them. They were always easy to sell them, so it was easy to move on to the next car, staying with the GM.
Rick says one of his favorite aspects of owning a collection like this is interacting with museum visitors. While the demographics of guests run the gamut, a large percentage remember the cars when they were new.
Remember when. Not unlike old music, everybody, you can't walk through this collection and not go back to what you remembered from the 60s and the 70s. It just takes you back. When you see all the different years cars together, you can't help it. It's just, it was a good time and you remember it.
And while baby boomers are mind-tripping through their formative years looking at muscled-up Corvettes and classics, they can do so with a burger and shake in a classic 60s diner. The diner shares space with a gift shop offering all things automotive, from books and magazines to souvenirs, t-shirts, and neon signs. Still, it's the cars themselves that draw the crowds. With almost 200 vehicles on the floor at any given time, there's something for every enthusiast. And sometimes they bring items that Rick is interested in.
When you have a collection like this, it does bring people to you. I bought several cars right off the floor. We have shows every month. People bring some pretty spectacular cars to the shows, and I'm not shy. If I like them, I'll tell them I like them. And if they want to sell them, we'll make a deal a lot of times.
And making deals is what got him here in the first place. He's been in commercial real estate for decades, and success in that field gave him the ability to play with classic muscle cars. Most would agree that's a pretty good deal in itself.
I've always thought of it as an investment, and even when times are bad, yeah, they've taken a little bit of a hit, but my stock and my real estate has taken a worse hit. And so when you average out holding them over time, I think there's as good of investment as anything I've had.
Muscle Car City is open every day except Monday, and it's worth a visit no matter which day you choose.